Do you believe you could do both, lay out a framework and support protesters and use the term liberate?
Look, there's nobody who wants to reopen the government more than President Trump. He wants to see people getting back to work. He's a businessman at heart, and he wants businesses in this country to be able to open, to be able to thrive. At the same time, he has maintained social distancing guidelines, and I think people need to take those seriously. I think at the end of the day, millions of Americans are frankly frustrated. They're watching liberal politicians like Nancy Pelosi go on TV and on social media parading around, flashing their $13 a pint ice cream in their faces when they don't have $13 to feed their families. There's no doubt that they're frustrated, as a lot of these people that depend on small businesses are angry that they're not opening back up, that their federal government is delaying more funding that we're seeing that from Pelosi and the Democrats just over the last couple of weeks. And as we saw Kevin McCarthy talking about earlier, people are getting angry, they're getting upset, and they want people, out-of-touch politicians like Nancy Pelosi, to start paying attention to the real needs that they have and helping them step up and meet those. At the end of the day, Congress gets paid whether they show up to work or not, and they don't understand sometimes that people that have to show up in order to get a paycheck and can't are frustrated.
Some of these protesters, you're right, are angry, the ones that are showing up for these protests, because they don't want to stay at home. They want to be able to go outside and do things as long as they're with their family and they're following the rules. So we saw all these protests over the weekend. We're going to see 10 across the country today, and some of them are holding up signs, Sarah, that say, like, in the virus, not the economy. I read one that said, every day that goes by, you're hurting our state. And another guy says, it's not worth, he said, the shutdown and economic costs not worth the few lives that it will save. So Nancy Pelosi was asked about it, and this is what she says.
Can you understand why they're doing that?
No, not really, because what we have to do is shelter in place. That is really the answer. Testing, tracing, treatment, shelter in place. And I do think that it's unfortunate. But, you know, people will do what they do. But the fact is, we're all impatient. We all want out. But what they're doing is really unfortunate.
Sarah, what's your reaction?
Frankly, I think what's unfortunate is that an out-of-touch multimillionaire like Nancy Pelosi is holding up the funding that would help these people not just save lives, but save livelihoods.